Big tablets are getting cheaper, and today I've got the BNCF Bpad 13 that the company sent out. Now, there's not much around the box, except on the back it does show the address and the email they have, so in case if there's anything that goes wrong, you can email them here. The one thing that's disappointing is the CPU is a Unisoc T615, if I remember correctly. It's a pretty low-end processor, but it works differently with different tablets, so let's keep an open mind and see how it goes here. In the box is the tablet itself with a case on it. Put this to the side for a second. Then we just have 3 or 4 other things here, including a USB-C to USB-A cable, a wall outlet, not sure if it has fast charging, a quick supposed user guide, but there's really not much in here. The only useful thing is the warranty card on the bottom here, and I'll have the company clarify in the comments section if they want to as to what their warranty exactly is. This tablet is pretty heavy. It's not too thick. It is kind of thick though, just nothing crazy. It's kind of in the middle as to what I'd be expecting. Not only is it heavy because it's a 13.4 inch screen, there's also a 10,000 milliamp hour battery in here. So, and it feels like this is like made of aluminum. So yeah, on the back here we have the rear camera with the AI camera. That's becoming more and more common these days. We have the speaker grills on the bottom, 2 speaker grills, one right here. Then on the left side we have, this is kind of interesting to see, there's a USB port and then the micro SD card slot. There's no tray like there is with others. I kind of like that it's just there in the open like so. Wow, a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Not sure how long we're going to keep seeing this, but I'll take it. A power button, volume keys on top with a reset button, nothing else on the side, nothing else on the right side here. And then there is a front camera in the middle. Along with the front camera, you can kind of see it's kind of etched out because there is a screen protector that it comes pre-installed with, which is nice. The rear camera is nothing to be impressed by. It's enough to take photos of notes or something along those lines. Surprisingly, I can read everything on here from wipes to actually not really too much of the text underneath it. It kind of gets more and more grainy as I go further. But yeah, overall it's just mediocre at best. And then here's the front camera. Pretty grainy, nothing special. The frame rate's not smooth either. Let's just take a quick picture to see. And we can kind of read, yeah, it is grainy. Just enough for maybe a video call. I can read all the SIPs here. SIPs reward member from Panera Bread. Out of the box, we don't have too much bloatware of anything. And out of the 256 gigs, there's 11 used. So you have about 245 gigabytes free. Again, out of the box, there's temporary system files, which I wonder if you can delete because it's like 1.4 gigs. Either way, it's not too bad either. And before I get to anything else, this case is pretty nice. It comes in handy. It seems like there's like 2 arches here, which hold the tablet in place, which is perfect. And then also kind of like goes backwards too if need be, which is also very nice. This is probably more so I'd use for typing. It is kind of an awkward position almost, but yeah. This is how I would use it for typing because it's at like a more slighter angle. It can't be placed backwards this way. So yeah, there are really 2 modes to use as a kind of a kickstand here. Again, not really complaining. This is nice. I'm not sure how much I trust this in surviving a fall, but it would protect it from like dust and other things because it is made of like rubber. So it's like very soft, and then this back piece. The one cool thing about this is that when I close the flap, it does turn the screen off. So that is kind of handy. From my old MSI laptop to the new one, they're basically identical. Okay, so the speakers are just tinny on here, nothing too crazy. The screen itself also doesn't get too bright. It is enough to use outside indoors. In a little bit of sunlight, it's okay, but I wouldn't use this outside at all. The screen itself, the panel, is just kind of a basic panel that you'd see on budget tablets like this around this price point, so it's nothing to be too impressed by. It is an IPS screen, so you won't really notice that issue that we once had where it's like if you tilt it one way it gets too dark, tilt it the other way it gets too bright. It's not too blue or anything. I'd say it's just basic, so it is acceptable overall. And on here it shows that this has a widevine security of L1 on DRM info, but the thing is when it comes to some other streaming platforms like Netflix, you have to actually go on the app itself to figure out whether or not this has a wideband security of L1 that it supports to be able to watch videos in full HD 1080p. On CPU-Z, we can see that this has a T615, which is nothing to be impressed by, an ARM Mali G57, really low-end specs here. Some of the lowest end you'll see, but I guess that's the sacrifice you have to make if you want a large screen. But then again, this screen is not that good. It's kind of pixelated. It's 1920 by 1200, which gives you a pixel density of 159 ppi or dpi, and you can kind of notice that it's not like really sharp or anything if you're coming from an iPhone or a regular, high-end flagship smartphone. It's not terrible. As you go farther out, like, the screen won't be as pixelated, so take that how you will. Performance on here has been all right. What's really disappointing is the RAM. They put 20 gigs on there. Clearly a lie. It's really just 6 gigabytes of physical RAM and 14 gigs of VRAM. That is such a huge lie, and honestly I would not recommend them because of this choice alone. But the fact that it is one of the more affordable, or if not one of the most affordable 13-inch tablets available right now, that's why I'm moving forward with this review. So yeah, well, let's check out some performance here, some gameplay. RuneScape doesn't really feel exactly too playable in this. It does dip down to like the teens, like 18 FPS or so. Right now it's doing a decent job. Depends on the area. It can go up or down, but usually I saw it in the 20s. So take that how you will. That's still playable because this is kind of like not really an intensive game. Next game here is Fruit Ninja. And this is an old game. It works just fine. This just tells me that old games will run all right. Yeah, I guess you could say most tablets should be fine with like older low-end games or old games like this. Then there's Roblox. I noticed some slight hiccups here and there. Basically, this just comes down to whether or not you need that form factor of 13.4 inches, and you don't need the best screen ever, but if you want to watch videos in full HD 1080p, then this is the tablet for you. So let me know what you guys think. The other alternative would be the Teclast Bpad Pro. That's more so for drawing, but it still performs decently. It is an alternative, and it costs around the same price as this at the time of this video, so that's the only other one I think I can think of. Again, really disappointed with them putting the RAM, the fake RAM, like VRAM and physical RAM, combining them together, because, again, that's just too misleading to me. But despite that, this is a decent tablet, I'd say, all things considered, for the price, for the form factor and price point. But I'll definitely be checking out other tablets soon, so be sure to subscribe for more. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.